Good day and welcome to Natural Health Dialogue, week 2 in 2021, and week 2 in the new routine of natural health monographs. I'm probably not saying that right. But this week we are going to touch on, okay, now I can't remember what overall part of the week it is, but I know the topic hits near and dear to my heart. It's going to be enzymes because they have helped my wife considerably. So, Randy, what are we talking about?
Okay, all last year, we spent an entire year, the first week of every month, talking about cleansing. And we went through every body system as organized by the company that I work with, but basically all of your body systems telling you what you could do to clean them up and to keep them clean and to get rid of all the toxins and to get rid of all the sludge that I call it that's in your system. So we're going to start this year assuming that you've got a clean body. And then we're going to talk about each body system again this year in the second week of the month in this holistic monograph thing that we're doing, the whole body and the whole body health. We're going to talk about the way that you can keep that body system functioning, things that you need to realize about what are going on within those body systems to keep them healthy, and some things that you can do to contribute then to the health of your body systems. It not only gives you a longer life, but it also gives you a thriving life. You will be able to have a body that's not constantly at the doctor's office or not constantly under some kind of pain or stress if you have cleaned it up already and now you're going to give it the nutrients and things it needs to function the way God intended for it to function. And so that's what we're doing. We're starting off with the digestive system and the function, the blog today, blog today, and the podcast today deal with enzymes, which are a basic function of the digestive system. I've often said that the entire digestive system is basically a process of enzymes and probiotics. Enzymes breaking food down, and probiotics that are making that food available to the body so that it's getting the nutrients from the food that you eat. So we're going to talk about enzymes. Uh, Basically, three categories of what I'm saying today. Number one, what are enzymes? Number two, why do we need them? And number three, how do we get them? How do we use them? And so that's how we'll kind of organize this particular podcast. Okay, what are enzymes? Let me give you the technical definition first. They're actually biological active proteins found in every living cell. They fall into a couple of different categories. One are called metabolic enzymes. They are regulatory within our system, and they contain biochemical reactions that regulate all the biochemical actions that occur in the body. The second part are digestive enzymes, and that's where we're going to focus most of our attention today. If you talk about enzymes in general, we've got over 1,300 different enzymes that are found in the body. And then people talk about coenzymes. We talk about cofactors. Coenzyme Q10 is a popular thing that we have within the last few years really said that people need to be taking some coenzyme Q10. Well, if you consider all of the coenzymes along with the enzymes, there's over 100,000 different enzymes and coenzymes that work. Most of them are metabolic in their function, and they regulate our activities, and they basically take care of everything that happens in your body, even down to the five senses, seeing and hearing. Those are all controlled and regulated by the metabolic enzymes. The
Hmm.
digestive enzymes, where we are primarily those enzymes which turn food into energy. They make sure that all of the cells that are doing the other things in your body are getting the nutrients that they need in order to carry them out. They basically feed the body, if you would. So that's what they are. Why do we need them? Nutrients from the food we eat could not be extracted without the being broken down into what I call a mush-like substance. It basically breaks down the food into a way that it can be absorbed, and then this allows the friendly probiotics that are in the digestive system to quote unquote eat those small nutrients of food and then excrete vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, the living building blocks of our cells, and put them into a form where they can take the little villi that are along the sides of the small intestine, soak them in, put them into the bloodstream, and distribute them down to every cell in the body. So if you didn't have the ability of these enzymes to break that food down, you'd put food into your mouth and it'd go right through your system because it couldn't be
Right.
used in its whole form.
So,
Uh,
Randy, is
in,
there a benefit to the food being broken down more rather than less in terms of being able to be absorbed easier?
my mama used to say, chew every bite at least 30 times.
That's exactly what
Uh,
I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. If you're going to have enzymes that break it down, it's a whole lot easier to break down what you've already kind of, I'm going to make up a word here, what you've kind of mushified in your mouth. And then you swallow that. First of all, it's easier to swallow. Let's take, for example, a grape. You
Hmm.
can swallow that grape, but that grape, if it goes down whole, it's got to be broken down. The seed has got to be something to get done with that, and so basically, it's a whole lot more work on the things that are in your stomach, which include bile salts and hydrochloric acid and enzymes. All of those things are there, but if it's already kind of made into a mushy type substance, it's much easier then for the enzymes to break it down to the point where it's almost liquefied, so that the villi and the small intestine can absorb it. So yeah, chew your food. That's an absolute necessity. Okay, so then how do you get these enzymes? There are three categories that I've come up with, and I've got some literature that backs that up. The first is that the body produces some of these enzymes on their own. Um, the pancreas is primarily a place it produces about 50 different food enzymes, and based on what signals are sent from the stomach saying that you need those enzymes, they will provide the enzymes that are needed. Unfortunately, as our bodies age, we produce less and less of those enzymes. So there is a problem there. But ideally, we get the enzymes that we need for the food that's in our stomach from the pancreas. The liver and the gallbladder and the colon, the stomach all also have a play in that, but it's primarily the pancreas. Secondly, raw foods generally contain the enzymes in them that help you digest those foods. So
Hmm.
if you eat broccoli, there are enzymes in the broccoli that help you to break down the broccoli. That sounds counterintuitive. The problem is that one, it only happens for raw foods. So if you eat raw foods, you get the enzymes for those raw foods. You might not get enough of them, and you might need other things to go along with it, but you will get some from the raw foods themselves. But add to that the fact that we rarely eat a lot of raw foods. We generally cook or process our foods, and anything above about 140, 150 degrees destroys the enzymes. So you can start with a raw food that has its own enzymes in it, and then you cook it and there's no enzymes there at all. So you still need to have enzymes. So that's the second area. Third area then is supplementation. And
Mm.
that's really become the game of the day. We now have a broad spectrum of uh, enzymes in a capsule form or in a nutrient form, in a supplement form, so that you can take those. Doctors will tell you, take your gallbladder out. You don't need it anyway. Well, you can live without your gallbladder, but the enzymes that are stored there make it difficult to process fats and proteins in your stomach. And so you're going to need an extra protein to get those out of there. You can have a piece of raw meat sit in your stomach for 3 days waiting to get enough enzymes to break it down if you don't take
Mm.
something supplemental. So supplementation is the third area. We're about out of time. I have a list here of common enzymes that break down specific things. Some break down fats, some break down uh, sugars, some break down proteins, but we won't go through that list right now. You can get that off of my blog. Uh,
Randy, can you give us kind of a bottom line general best practice?
Yeah, best practice is you can take a plant-based enzyme that's a multi-purpose thing that will help you digest most everything. But for example, the reason I mentioned the gallbladder is you can buy a protease specifically that'll help take care of not having a gallbladder. So come and talk to us about your needs, and we may find out that you've had surgeries that remove things that you can live without, but it makes it hard to digest foods, and we can give you specific enzymes, or we can give you broad spectrum enzymes. One article that I researched stated that 1 out of every 3 people in the United States experience some kind of digestive problem. And here's the comment that they made: though many suffer, few need to. So basically, if you take typical enzyme blends and things, you don't need to suffer with the digestion just because you're missing something or your body doesn't produce them. We have them for just about everything. If you have digestive issues, talk with us about enzyme supplementation. Add digestive to your list of body systems that are healthy body systems.
Excellent. All right. And that information is available, contact information too, at thehealthpatch.com. If you ever wanted to set up a consultation with one of the naturopathic doctors there about this.
Yeah, call us at 405-736-1030. You can schedule a consultation, or we'll answer a question for you on the phone. But don't go about with digestive issues when they're very, very simple to fix.
Amen. All right. We'll see you next time.